The opening of the trailer cuts together what look like unconnected lines of dialogue that work as a meta-commentary on the song, but when Kirk says it's a good choice, all I can see is that shoulder padding that look like gargantuan epaulets. The Enterprise's uniforms have made lots of changes over the years, but none quite so Freddie Mercury as those. The Enterprise has faced down every sort of enemy imaginable, but this shot shows that we've got some strange new worlds ahead. This swarm of ramming enemy vessels chase and smash into the hull of Starfleet's flagship like a murmuration of sentient spaceships. Oh, we've seen living ships before, Gomyu being the obvious example, but nothing like this. This image shows two striking things. A reflection of Chris Pine's dreamy eyes, and what appears to be a totaled USS Enterprise. William Shatner's Kirk blew up the Enterprise in Star Trek III, The Search for Spock when the Klingons boarded, and Star Trek Generations showed a saucer-separated Enterprise crash beyond repair onto Viridian 3. But we've never seen a doomed Enterprise from the POV of an escape pod like this. Ever. Star Trek Beyond's trailer has more action than most of what you'll find in a season of the original series. Here's Scotty waking up from his escape capsule and jumping out just before it topples over a cliff. It's hard to paste together what exactly is going on in this story. The influence of J.J. Abrams, still a producer on Star Trek, can be thanked for this no doubt, but it looks like our gang with no ship and no crew are on a hostile planet, with more of those weirdo-looking small ships coming to get them. When Spock and Bones are cornered, Bones jokes that at least he won't die alone, before Spock is beamed away to safety. Old school Star Trek fans will need a stiff glass of Saurian brandy after seeing this, but I say that BMX Bandit Kirk is in keeping with the character. Why he's auditioning for the X Games amid a bunch of ovoid lamps with cables attached to them remains to be seen. But, Kirk is gonna pop wheelies. Deal with it. At center is the character Sophia Bautella plays, whose name is not yet known, but is believed to be an important figure. Bautella is the French-Algerian dancer who sliced people up with her feet in Kingsman, The Secret Service, so you can expect her to do a lot of leaping around here. She resembles the people seen in the first sequence of Star Trek Into Darkness, the pre-warp civilization on Nibiru. Maybe she's one of them, but that seems unlikely. Perhaps it's a related species, like the Vulcans and the Romulans. Or it could be that the filmmakers already had the makeup from the last one and didn't want to buy anything new. Also, who the heck are these other guys? At left, is that an alternate reality for Angie? He does have ridges around the ears. At right, is that a Lorian, like Morn? Kinda looks like him, but, I dunno, Morn was kinda mellow. I don't see anyone like him getting in a brawl like this. This is where it begins, Captain. This is where the frontier pushes back. So speaks a bad guy, and, if what we've been told is accurate, the bad guy is played by Idris Elba. Is he, this guy? After Eric Bana's Nero and Benedict Cumberbatch's John Harriman, Khan, could the villain of Star Trek Beyond really be a latex head? A theory, this guy has a slight reptilian look to him, wouldn't you say? And if his beef is about the frontier pushing back, that would mean he is upset about the expansion of the United Federation of Planets. Now, doesn't that remind you a little bit of the central premise of the original series episode Arena? Could Idris Elba be playing some sort of Gorn? Zoe Saldana only had one good scene in Star Trek Into Darkness. Here's hoping she has more in Star Trek Beyond. This image shows her being tormented by a grey alien, quite possibly showing her clips of her probably forever shelved Nina Simone biopic. Now we know why Kirk was taking that motorbike jump. With the transporter locked onto him, he reaches for his new, maybe Nibiran, friend and pulls him into his beam. This is something that never quite flies with me, but does have precedent. The Romulan commander jumps into Spock's beam at the end of the Enterprise incident, and Gillen Taylor jumps into Kirk's arms. Who wouldn't? At the end of Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. I take it on faith that a good transporter chief like Scotty or O'Brien could make pattern readjustments on the fly. Looks like the action in Star Trek Beyond also heads back to Starfleet Academy, and if you go through real slow you'll see other aliens sprinkled throughout. Yes, I miss the placid Star Trek from days of yore. But I can't deny this warp factor fun version has launched my